Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at the brand new Quite Curvy and the Curvy Dies, which are available from the 3rd of November. So not very long to wait now. I know that a lot of people are very excited about this, and so was I. They are just beautiful. There is so much that you can do with it. I've done a couple of things, and today we're doing something which is aimed at the beginner crafter, but we're going to step it up so that it has a little bit of extra something for somebody who is you know, more of an avid crafter or wants to add a little bit more on. I know that not everybody has die cutting machines, so we're going to do something which just covers the stamp set, but then we're going to step it up and use one of the Curvy Dies to just take it to the next level. So let's start off. We need a piece of Whisper White cardstock and whatever your standard base is. Now for me in the UK, I have mine measuring at 5 1/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches, and then I put a mat behind it, which this time we're doing it in garden green or old olive, any green that you want. And that is 1/4 inch bigger, so that is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So we'll start with this piece, and you do need for these ones some rectangular blocks. Our blocks are absolutely fantastic because they are, you can see how wide they are. I always use these blocks because they are just, you've got finger holes. When you're starting off, you quite often find that you will get ink on your fingers and then you put it down and you get ink everywhere else. These have these ridges along and they're very deep, so it helps you when you're starting out. It really does. And we're going to take this lovely leaf. So you've got this really lovely long leaf here. So let me just take this one out. There we go. Photopolymer again is great when you're starting out because it allows you to be able to see exactly what you're doing. So little tip, allow your stamp to rest down and then take your block to it like that. Okay, so you want to have it so that it's rested, and then it's easier to get it exactly straight. And that's if you're using the dies. There is a die for this that will cut it out completely, but as I say, we're not using this today. So I'm using Memento ink. The reason I'm using Memento is that I'm going to use our blends. So blends are alcohol, Memento is water-based, so it means that it won't smudge or spread because one won't allow the other to spread. So let's put this grid paper, another great thing if you're starting out. It allows you to line things up so that you have more of a chance of getting things straight. Now we're going to put this down in, and I'm just double checking whether I want it to come. I want it to come up this way, so you can see the curve is that way. So we're going to put it in on the center. So let's just put it straight on the center, and then we'll just rest it down a little bit. So it just gives you a little bit of, and then lift it up, and you've got this beautiful, beautiful shape coming down. Okay, now I'm just going to clean. I always say when you're stamping, clean everything off as you go, because then it's easier. The Simply Chamois is really good. It does look pretty revolting after a while, but you can put it in the washing machine and things and just run it under the tap. Doesn't affect it at all. So we're going to take the sentiment for this one, so I can put this one back. So the sentiment is you're 1 in a million. And I think that that's lovely. It's lovely to send out to a friend, to send out to a family member. Can really go for anybody. You know, there are lots of people out there that we think that that they're 1 in a million. So let's get this one out. So again, photopolymer, so it comes out completely clear. And I'm using a slightly smaller block, again rectangular block, and I'm letting it rest down, and then I'm putting my block in over the top, so I've got it where it's rested. And again, I'm using the Memento and just tapping it down like that. And then we can put this, we want this to be lined up in over the top here. So I'm just going to hopefully not get my head in too much, and we're just going to put that in over here. It's quite a dull day today, so my lights are not giving a little bit of a shadow, so I hope that's not too disturbing for you. I don't think it should be, but as I say, it's quite a dull day today. I think it's probably going to rain later, but there we go. Okay, so that is your 1 in a million. So now we're going to do a bit of colouring with this. Now, there's all sorts of things that you can colour it with. You can colour it with pencils. You can colour it with inks. So inks and a water brush. And you can colour it with blends. Blends are alcohol markers. And again, we've tried to make things very simple. So they come in packs of 2, and you get a light and you get a dark. So you know that in each pack you need to put light on and then you need to put dark on. So we're going to start off with the light, and it says on there light, and this is Granny Apple Green. We have various different colours, but as I say, I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green on this, and there is a wide tip and there is a narrower tip. So the wide tip has a bullet point on it, and you can literally just go through like that. So I'm using this bullet point for this bit, and we're literally just going to lay down the light colour all the way through. So it's not a very difficult thing to do, because you're literally just doing the colour. Now, if you find it easier to do it with the bullet tip, and we'll do the bullet tip with the next one, then by all means use the bullet tip, whatever you find easiest. But it's just a matter of colouring it through. And working your way down. Now, those of you who've been with me a while and who are quite experienced crafters will know exactly how to colour things in with our blends. So you can just fast forward this through if you want to. But for those of you that like to have some tips and things with colouring, and if you find that you aren't sure of where a leaf or something goes, turn your paper around so that you can actually see where it goes, and then you're going to get it quite nicely through. So again, as I say, I'm literally just going just in one colour all the way through. We're going to do shading. We're going to take it to different colours, so it's not just 2-dimensional, but again, you see this leaf comes out in this direction. So I turn my paper, because it then makes it easier for me to see the exact shape of it, and then I can follow it round with my brush tip on my blend, and then it allows me to see exactly where I'm going. And you can see I tend to, where we're right up at the top, I'll just do little dotty bits, because when you first get your blends, some of them are juicier than others, as it were. So if you go right the way up to the top and you've pressed quite hard, it can bleed outside, which is what we don't want. Okay, so we've done that bit. Now I'm going to take the dark of the Granny Apple Green, and I'm literally just going to go in just sort of at the bottoms and where there would be a bit of shadow. So just sort of in like this. And again, it doesn't have to be overly accurate. So you can see where the leaf sort of comes in down on one bit, you'd have a little bit of shadow. And I'm just taking it from the bottom, which is where you would get sort of veins coming through and the darker patterning of it. And then do that as well. So at the moment we've got two colours, and you can see I'm not spending a huge amount of time with it. And again, I'm using the wide tip, so I can come around here and see where this leaf is, so I know that I'm getting it in the right place for me. A little bit down on there, down on there, down on there, down on there, and down on there. Okay, so we've now got the second piece, and you can see you've got just a different sort of variegation. Now we're going to take, this is light old olive, and I'm going to take the, hopefully, sometimes they, oh, this is one that's going to take the inside out. Let's take the other side. Okay, so again, I'm doing the wide tip, and I'm just taking it round again, right the way through. So it's blending the whole lot in, and I'm just leaving a little bit round the tips. So you've got three colours coming through, and I've just left it. So I'm going over both bits, and I'm just leaving the outside at the lightest bit, because leaves are all sorts of different colours, and you can have dark bits at the tips, or you can have sort of lighter bits, but just by getting three different tones in, you then have the different parts. Now we're going to go back to the dark, and we're going to get the bullet tip on this, so you can see the bullet tip is finer, and we're going to go through on the million. So you can see that there is a line, and you just need to very carefully just run it up. You can see it's just under one sort of part of it, but that gives, I have to not talk while I'm doing this bit. It just gives that the same colour. And then I'm going to, you can see there's little stalks. So because I'm using the bullet tip, it's easier to just run it through, and it won't then go out on the lines. So we've just got those bits in there. Okay, so that's that part of the colouring. Now, if you just put that onto a card base, that would make a very pretty card just as it is. Just one layer, very simple, very straightforward, with just a bit of colouring. You're one in a million. However, we're going to step it up a little bit. And to do that, I am using the new Curvy Dies. These are absolutely brilliant. So You could, if you wanted to take it up, you could die cut this bit. I think it's that way up. Yes, you could die cut it out and have that up. And you've got little birds, so you could add birds to it. You could do all sorts of different things. However, what I'm doing is I am taking this die. Now this die cuts out, and I've done it so you can actually see it. So I have die cut it through, and you can see that what it does is it does all the leaves, and it does sort of like embossing through. Now these leaves come out and you can then use them on a project. So let me show you how this is going to really step up this card. One of the tools you will need is the take your pick tool, or something that will give you a fine point to be able to pick it up. Okay, and then we just need some glue. So we're going to take some glue, and we are just going to add some little bits down on here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll start with 7, and then we can add more as we go. So literally, you can take these little pieces out from in here, and they will come out quite easily. So just pick them up with your take your pick tool, and then just put them down where you want them. So I'm doing some large ones first, but you can see they are relatively easy. They give beautiful veined look, and you can put them in whatever direction you want. So I'm sort of taking where the leaves would sort of come naturally and just adding little bits down as and where I want. But this is the metallic, brushed metallics, which are, I think, absolutely lovely. So we're going to have this one. The leaves are coming that way, aren't they? So let's have it going that way. And just by adding your little blob of glue to start off with, it helps put it down. So we'll have another sort of middling sized one, and we'll put this one down in that direction. Just hold it down. Oh, I've got one over there. That can be a bigger one, can't it? Oh, there's one that's come through that way. So let's just take that up. And we'll have this one in there, which comes beautifully. Okay, so, and I do sort of 7, and then I'll add some in different ones. So how many have we got left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So let's have, we'll have one up in here. So 1, 2, just looking to see where the leaves go. 3, 4, 5. Let's do that. I try and keep it in odd numbers because odd numbers seem to look better. So let's take this one. We'll have him out in that direction. Then we'll have, we've got another one here. It's quite a big one. Let's put this one in that direction. Whoops. Like that. We've got some little tiny ones, haven't we? That's quite a nice little tiny one. We'll have that one in there. And I've got another one there. That's a bigger one, isn't it? So that's fallen through there. I can pick it up, and we'll have that direction. Like that, so we can have a look and see. I put another just couple up on, how many have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, I think. So I don't know whether I quite want 3. I do want another one up around here. Have that one. That might be it actually. I might just do it with a larger one. Let's see. Not sure how far that one, whether that's in enough or whether that's, oh yeah, that's fine. So this one is going to come in on there like that, on that direction. And I think that's probably, I might just do a tiny little one. Let's say once you start playing, you can sort of see the areas where you might just want something, just another little one. So we've got one little one and we've got another little one, haven't we? Maybe there. Okay, and the nice thing is that the leaves are all different sizes, so it does mean that you can just pop them in and you haven't got a really, really tiny one here. And we'll have that other little tiny one, which was this one. I'll put this one there. But you can see you don't need a huge amount of dexterity for it. You just need to be able to have them all on one sheet and put them out. So let's put that on our base. Like that. And you can see you've just got the most beautiful card, which has taken it from just a plain coloured card just to add just a little extra bit. And I think you can probably see all of these little leaves are all embossed, so it really does take it to the next level. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. As I say, these new Curvy Dies and the Quite Curvy stamp set are available on the 3rd of November. They are going to be in the new January to June mini catalogue. So, so that's really good. So they're going to be around for quite a while, and there are so many things that you can do with them. So again, you can start this just with a very simple one. But again, if you want to just take it up, how lovely is that with the gold on it? And that's the brushed metallics cardstock. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye-bye.